Hello my champ, how are you all? I am your shield. Today again we are back with Whiteout Survival. In this video, I am going to share my experience in the Icefire League. Also, some of you guys ask me question in the Discord. I am going to reply for those question. So let's jump in our video. In this video, I am telling a very bitter truth. That is, formation really do not matter for most of the player. Last 2 day I made two video on the formation. I was telling this is best formation, this is best formation. I was keep telling that, but I play Icefire 2 times. After playing 2 times I realize formation really do not matter that much, because in every lobby around 2000 player play the event. Okay, every lobby around 2000 player, only 64 of them can qualify for the next round. So how much? It is like 3%. Only 3% player can qualify for the next round. That means 97% player they cannot qualify. In those 97% player, there is free to play, there is low spender. I can tell maximum free to play low spender they can never qualify. Why I'm telling maximum? All free to play can never qualify the first round. Free to play can get around 5 victory or 6 victory. I listened some sad story from some of you guys. One guy told he won the first match, then second match defeat, third match defeat, fourth match defeat. Even I got one comment that he got defeat in the first match. So it is the sad story. Free to play, no matter what good formation they use, they may not win more than 5 match or 6 match. Or let's say you use some good formation, good hero lineup, then maximum you can get one extra victory. What you will do with that? There is not a big gap between 5 victory and the 6 victory. Last time I got I think 5 victory. This time I also got 5 victory. So it is like I am not a free to play, I am a low spender, but still I got around 5 victory in both season. And if I use some better formation, maybe I am not using good formation, maybe I could use a good formation, then what would happen? I could win one extra match maximum. That means I could get some extra ticket, one extra lucky hero gear chest. That's it. Not a big deal. So that is the bitter truth, guys. For majority of the players, like free to play, low spender, the qualifier round is very difficult. You cannot win more than 5 6 match. Or if you are using some good formation, maximum you can win 7 matches. All those 64 player who are qualifying, most of the 64 player they are some big level spender. They are spending lot of money on the chief gear, hero gear and other stuff. You have to spend good amount of money to qualify the first round. So last 2 days I made two video on the formation. Now I feel like those videos are useless, because maximum my subscribers they are free to play or the low spender. I have some big spender subscriber, but even I have seen some player who get 10 victory, they cannot qualify. Okay, you guys have a question, I will answer the question, then you can understand what I am telling. So last 2 3 days you guys are flooding my Discord with thousands of message. I tried to reply as much as possible. Guys, if you actually have some question, you can ask in my Discord server, ask shield, that channel. You guys are flooding my DM. Okay, I may not check all the DM, I am sorry for that. I got lot of question, I try to answer some question today. The first question is, does does the widget matter in the Icefire? Yeah, widget matter, but there is a limit. Let me tell you properly. Widget work, but only the basic part of the widget. The exclusive part do not work. If I open one widget, which one I should open? Let's say this one. I open this widget and you can see the upper part is the basic part, infantry lethality, infantry health. This particular stat work in the Icefire, but the bottom part, the exclusive part, this one do not work. I mean, exclusive have two type, one is rally, one is garrison. Rally, garrison, nothing work. I can show you the example. Let's say I got defeat in one match. Let's say qualifier battle report, then look at this match. Okay, look at this one. I have the widget. You can see I have Eleonora with the widget where I am getting 5% health. This one. It is not a rally widget, it is a garrison widget. So garrison widget actually work in the city defense, but here you can see there is no widget. Everything is on the page. I do not see the widget right here. Okay. So only the upper part, the basic stat of the widget work. The bottom part, the exclusive stat, that does not work. I hope you understand. Next question. Does hero gear matter? Yeah, definitely. Hero gear of course matter in the Icefire League. Okay, here I want to add some extra thing. Look at this. So yesterday I made a video. In that video I was telling that this formation 50 20 30 it is pretty much safe formation, but the labyrinth strategy slightly risky because I give you this logic. I am using the drag strategy. It is possible opponent use the counter drag strategy. So let's say I put the 49 to 49 in the second position and enemy also use the labyrinth strategy. Enemy have the labyrinth and enemy use the 60-40-0 on the second position. If you have played some big event or big rally, you know that 60-40-0 can easily counter 49-49. In maximum cases, 60-40-0 can counter 49-49. So let's say I am using labyrinth strategy, enemy using labyrinth strategy. By mistake, I I put the 49-49 on the second position and I can get defeated by the opponent. So I told you this formation is slightly better, 50-20-30, or you can say 45-20-35. But one guy commented, his comment is very good actually. He commented that labyrinth strategy is pretty much good for the free to play type player or for the low spender, because in the labyrinth strategy when we are using 60-40-0, we are not using any gear on the Greg or Bradley, or we are not using any gear on the Mia. So we have to use less number of gear which is comfortable for the free to play or the low spender. But if we are using this formation, the general formation with the 50-20-30, we have to use more gear. So this is like biased to pay to win player. I mean, for the big level spender, this is good. He gave a very good comment. I like it. Guys, whenever you are commenting in my video, try to write some constructive comment. Okay, do not write some negative comment. Try to write some constructive comment, because even I do not know everything. I also learn something every day. Okay, so he gave a very good comment. This formation is safe, no doubt, but it is like for the whale or big spender. But the labyrinth strategy risky if opponent use the counter drag, but it is good for the free to play type player because we are using less number of gear in this strategy. Okay, so you guys ask me one question: does gear matter in the Icefire? Definitely gear matter in the Icefire. And one guy asked a similar question: does Mia need the gear? uh, okay, Mia need the gear. I mean, what I say, you can use some low level gear on the Mia. If you are using 50-0-50 with the Mia, then you can skip the gear. If you are using 49-49, or if you are using 53-4-43, this type formation, or if you are using 48-4-48 with the Mia, then you can use some low level gear on the Mia. I mean, low level gear, okay? Or you can skip the gear in this part. If you are using full 50-0-50, then completely skip the gear, okay? On the Lancer, not infantry or marksman, only on the Lancer, you can skip the Lancer gear. By the way, Mia is not very good with the 50-0-50. Mia is better with the 48-4-48 or slightly Lancer. If you put small number of Lancer, that is good. Molly is better with the 50-0-50, but Mia is good with some Lancer, with a very small number of Lancer. Next, I get one question, that is, I cleared 10 battle, I win 10 battle, but I did not qualify for top 64. But somebody win top 9 matches and he qualify for top 64. Why this thing happen? Okay, this is why I told you formation does not matter for maximum player, majority of the player. You have to be a whale then formation matter for you, because you can win 10 matches, but it does not guarantee you that you can enter the top 64. Okay, I mean, it does not guarantee you can qualify on the first round. You have to get enough point to enter top 64. Okay, uh, you can win 9 matches, you can lose one match, but if you have enough point, you can enter top 64. Just look at this. I'm showing you the leaderboard. You can see in the leaderboard some player who get 9 victory, still they enter the top 64. Okay, but some player, they get 10 victory, but they're outside the top 64. Why this thing happen? It is depending on the point, and point depend on two factor: how much troops you have left, I mean, you survive with how many troops, and how many troops you kill from the enemy team. You can check the number 3 point score calculation. Your remaining power after battle plus power lost by enemy times a certain multiplier. That means how much troops you have right now after the battle and how much troops you are killing. That make a score. And there is no way that free to play or the low spender, even medium spender, can make this much score. Okay, you can win 10 matches, that is possible, but you have to get enough score to enter top 64. This is very very difficult. Now one more question coming here: is it same like labyrinth? Guys, I told this like lot of times in my previous video. I'm telling again today. You can tell Icefire have some similarity with the Gaia Hut, or what is the pronunciation? What is the pronunciation of this? GAIA. This particular this map. You can say Icefire have similarity with the Gaia Hut, but not exactly same like Labyrinth, because in the Icefire, Team A fight Team A, Team B fight Team B, Team C fight Team C. You can check my previous video. I gave you example, or I can show you one more time if I want. Let's say I win the first match. So check the battle recording. First team fight first team. I mean, left fight left, middle fight middle, right fight right. Okay. So team A fight team A, team B fight team B, team C fight team C in the Icefire. But in the labyrinth, it is random versus random. We don't know which team will fight what team. But here you can know it is always, I mean, a 1 versus 1, 2 versus 2, 2, 3 versus 3, like this. Okay, that is your question I answered. Now one more question coming: is drag strategy best? Lot of people asking me this question. They watch my video which I made 1 month ago. Even I made one short last night. You guys asking me this question: if the drag strategy really good? I have some answer for you. For now, drag strategy working very good. If you are fighting somebody who is equally powerful to you, or who is slightly more powerful than you, then drag strategy definitely very good. Otherwise, let's say you are fighting somebody who is equally powerful to you, or let's say you fight somebody who is slightly more powerful than you, and you use some normal strategy, then you can get the defeat. Okay, but with the drag strategy, if you fight somebody who is slightly more powerful, you can still win. So for now, drag strategy is very good, no doubt. But people will understand what is this. Right now, nobody have no idea. Like, I play 8 match, okay, 5 win, 3 defeat. I do not see any opponent using drag strategy. Okay, in 8 match, I don't see any opponent. But I think after 3 months, everyone will understand what is the drag strategy. Then everyone will use the counter drag. Let's say in the drag, I am using the order 3, 1, 2. So opponent can use the counter drag that can be 2, 1, 3 probably. Okay, I mean, they can use the counter drag. So for now, drag strategy is very good, but I don't know what will happen after some month. Everyone will understand what is the drag strategy. They will start using this. From that time, it will be a risky option. After this, I got like 100 question. everyone keep asking me, bro, give me formation for this gen, give me formation for that gen. I am getting this type question. Let me tell you a clear answer. In the starting of the video, I told you, if you are free to play or the low spender, formation really do not matter that much. With bad formation, you can win around 5 match. With good formation, you can win 6 match or 7 match. Okay, but if you are asking me some formation, I can try to give you some formation. I actually gave you formation in my last 2 videos, you can check here. But you guys asking about particular gen, like one question, bro, give me formation for gen 5, bro, give me formation for gen 9. I am getting this type question. So it is so difficult to tell you that type answer. But I made one chart, I am showing you this chart. Again, I want to tell you, for this type formation is mainly for the big spender, because if you are ranking in top 64, then you need some good formation, otherwise formation do not matter. And here I want to answer one more question. Drag strategy is not very good in every case, because when you are using the drag strategy, you are using same team 2 times. I can show you here. Let's say I got defeat here. You can see my second match, I had the Eleonora Carol Valkanas. I had to use the Eleonora Carol Valkanas for the second time. Or let's say I play this one. You can see I had to use the Eleonora Carol Valkanas for like 2 times. First time here, second time here. So if you are using drag strategy, you must use one team at least 2 times, or maybe you have to use 2 teams 2 times. Okay, so every formation will not work with the drag strategy. Let's say 49 to 49. This formation cannot work with the drag strategy, because first time you can get the victory, but after the first match you will be left with a small number of infantry. You will be left with around 20% infantry. With that much infantry, you may not fight the second battle. If you are using 60-40-0 or 70-30-0, in that case, drag strategy can work very good. Even with 50-20-30, drag strategy can work good. But some particular formation like 48-4-48, you should not use the drag strategy with this formation. The first battle can be victory, but second battle will be defeat, because you have less number of infantry for the second battle. I tried to answer as much question as possible, and this question I got like most of the time. Is it same like labyrinth? This question came a lot of time. You can say it is same like Gaia Heart, but not fully same like labyrinth. I told you 1v1, 2 versus 2, and 3 versus 3, like this. Now I want to share some formation, because you guys keep asking me good hero, good formation, even though I told in my previous video uh, this 2 strategy. Okay, but you people still asking me, so I am telling you some particular hero and what hero is good with what formation. Now here you have to understand one thing. Try to use those hero whose skill work for all troop. There are 2 type of skill. One skill work for particular infantry, lancer, marksman, or one skill work for all troop. Okay, on the basis of that thing we can create our formation. Also we can create our formation depending on how many skill work for how many turn. Okay, I tried to create a formation. It is mainly coming from the 1v1 battle and the rally. Okay, these are not experimented in the Icefire league, but I hope everything is expedition type battle, so they can work in the same way. So look at this. In the first heading you can see hero. Here is the comfortable formation, that means which formation is good for that hero, and if it is good for the drag strategy or not. Okay, so first I have the Geronimo, pay to win hero. Geronimo can work with 49 to 49, or you can say 48 448. Geronimo can also work with 50-20-30. But if you are using 48 448, you should not use the drag strategy, because I just told you, after the first battle you will have very less number of infantry, you cannot fight the second battle. If you are using the drag strategy, you might use the same team 2 times. In normal strategy, you use one team only one time because the, let's say, first battle victory, second battle victory, third battle victory, game over. But in the drag strategy, one team will come again one more time. So if you are using 50-20-30, that can work good with the drag strategy. Similar with the Natalia. Now you can ask me how I am making this formation. Okay, I will explain you short. So first I have the Geronimo. Guys, I'm telling again, try to use the level 5 skill whenever you are fighting. Try to use that hero which have the level 5 skill, and try to use the hero with the all troop type. Okay, not particular infantry or lancer. Try to use the all troop type. So Geronimo first skill, that is the damage up, that work for all troop. You can see here it is working for all troop. This type skill good for the 48 448, or you can say 50-20-30, both place. Even the second skill, that is for the all troop, and third skill, that is a turn based skill, but it is also for the all troop. Okay, so both formation for the Geronimo can work good. Now we have the Natalia. Natalia first skill, that is a defensive type skill, damage taken down defensive skill, but it is for the all troop. Okay, second skill, that is also for the all troop, and third skill, that is also for the all troop. Okay, so it is a good formation. 48 448, or you can say 49 249. Okay, and this formation they work good with the Natalia, and this formation is bad with the drag. This formation is good with the drag. Next we have the Molly. If you are late gen player, you can still try the Molly. Molly can work good with the 50-0-50. Don't use 49-49. I recommend 50-0-50 is better for the Molly. Now why 50-0-50? Because the first skill, that is for the all troop. Now second skill, that is for the all troop, and third skill, that is also for the all troop. Now you can tell me, if it is working for the all troop, it should be same like Geronimo and Natalia. Why suddenly I am using 0 in the middle? I could use 49-49. I could use 50-20-30. Why 50-0-50? Because you are using Molly in a very late gen. In that time, Molly stat is useless. Look at the Molly Lancer stat, that is useless. Okay, Lancer attack, Lancer defense, that is very much weak. If you are Gen 6, Gen 7 player, that stat will be very much low. So we are trying to cut out our Lancer as much as possible. That's why we put the Lancer number 0. And we are putting our full focus on the infantry and the marksman. We are reducing the Lancer number. We are distributing that number in infantry and the marksman. That's why 50-0-50. Okay, Molly can still work in the late gen, like Gen 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know about 9, 10, but I hope it will work with the 50-0-50. Okay, Geronimo should also work with the 50-0-50, but I don't have proper experience with that, so I am not recommending in my video. And next we have the Zinman. If you are late gen player, you can still use the Zinman in your team with the 60-40-0 and 70-30-0. Now you can tell me why I am using Zinman and why 60-40-0. By the way, both formation can work with the drag strategy. Zinman first skill, that will work for all troop, and Zinman third skill, that will also work for the all troop. Now you can tell me again the same question. If it is working for the all troop, I could use 50-0-50. I could use 50-20-30. Why suddenly I am using 60-40-0? The answer is same like Molly. Zinman is a very old hero. The marksman stat really useless on the Zinman. Okay, very low stat. So we are trying to reduce the marksman number. We are making it 0, and we are distributing that number with our infantry and our lancer. But the skill work for all troop. For that reason, this skill can help infantry, this skill can help the lancer. But the stat of the Zinman, that will not help us. That's why we make the number 0 on the marksman, and we use the 60-40. Now 60-40 already a good formation, plus Zinman skill working good with the 60-40. That's why we put this formation. Okay. Next we have the Flint. Dangerous hero. Here is the Flint. Guys, I will not show you all the gen, but I am trying to tell you as much as possible. Flint first skill work good on the infantry. It is only infantry depending skill. So 70-30-0 can work very good. Second skill that will also work for all troop. And third skill will also work for all troop. Now here is the problem. Try to understand the problem. Flint is old gen hero, like gen 2 hero. So gen 2 that definitely mean the stat is very low. Now in case of Molly or in case of Zinman, we made the Lancer number 0, we made the marksman number 0. But in case of Flint, we cannot make our infantry number 0. Okay, that will be a problem. We cannot use like 0, 30, 70. Okay, we cannot do that. So if you are a very old gen player, you should avoid the Flint. Okay, definitely. But let's say you are playing around Gen 4, Gen 5. I don't know what is the newest gen for the Icefire, maybe Gen 5. So if you are playing in the Gen 5, in your third formation, in your third team, you can use the Flint. Flint give you really low stat on the infantry. So as a high level player, old gen player, you cannot use the Flint. Molly can be used as an old gen player. Zinman can be used as an old gen player because Lancer 0 work, Marksman 0 that will also work. But Infantry 0 will not work. So Gen 5, Gen 6 free to play type player, they can use the Flint on their third team. Okay. Second team or third team better. Third team with this particular formation 70-30-0. And this formation also work with the drag strategy. Drag strategy working good still now, but I told you after some month enemy can understand this, they can use the counter drag. Next one is the Philly. Philly is pretty much same like Molly. So I am not explaining again. You can use the 50-0-50 with the Philly. And 50-0-50 is bad with the drag strategy. First time you can get the victory, but in the second match you can get the defeat. Okay. In the second turn I told you. Because in every battle you are doing like 2 turn with the same team if you are doing the drag strategies. And if you are still thinking why I'm using Philly with the 50-0-50, I'm just quickly showing you. The first skill that is for the all troop. Second skill that is for the all troop. Third skill that is also for the all troop. But we are not using 50-20-30, we are using 50-0-50 because Philly is an old gen hero. So Lancer stat very low. So what I told for the Molly, same apply for the Philly. Okay, we are using 50-0-50. Next we have the Alonso. What I told for the Zinman, the exact same logic I can tell for the Alonso. Alonso can work with the 60-40-0. Now why? The first skill that work for the all troop, second skill that work for the all troop, and third skill that also work for the all troop. Okay, it work for all troop, that means you can also boost for the infantry and the lancer. But marksman number is 0 because Alonso give you very low stat for the marksman. So we reduce the marksman number and we use that number for the infantry and the lancer. Next we have the Logan. Logan can work with the 70-30-0. Even it can work with the 60-40-0. Why Logan? Because look at this. The first skill work for all troop. Second skill work for all troop. Third skill also work for all troop. Okay. So 70-30-0, 60-40-0 both can work good here. Now here comes the Mia. Mia all skill work for all troop. First skill all troop. Second skill all troop. And the third skill that is also for all troop. We could use the 50-0-50, but I have seen also many other people they also say that 50-0-50 is not very much good with the Mia, but 49-49 or you can say 48-448 that work better with the Mia. That's why I put the 48-448. Okay. Next we have the Greg. It is the same logic like Zinman or the Alonso. We can put the Greg on the 60-40-0. Here goes the Greg. And you can check. I'm trying to tell you as fast as possible. I know the video can be very long video. So this is for all troop. And this skill it is also for all troop. And this skill it is also for all troop. Okay. All troop, so it will work for the infantry and the lancer also. Even though Greg is marksman, he can help the infantry and the lancer. And we are using 0% marksman because Greg is old gen hero. So we are putting 0% marksman. But if you are in the gen let's say you are Gen 3 player. I don't know Gen 3 can get the Icefire League or not. Maybe they cannot. If you are old Gen player, you can use the Greg with the 60-40-0. And this formation can work with the drag strategy. Next, we have the homos. Homos work for like different type of troops. Till now, you are getting most of the hero. The skill was working for the all troop. If you check the first skill, that have two different types of stat. One stat work for the lancer and marksman. Another stat work for the infantry. Okay, not directly for all troop. If I check the second skill work for the infantry. Okay, second skill work for the infantry, and the third skill that work for infantry. Yeah, that third skill also work for the infantry. Till now, everything was for all troop. You see the text all troop, but now in case of Ahmos, you see it is different. So 50-20-30 can work good in case of Ahmos. Now comes the Reina. Reina work good with the 60-40-0. If you played the rally, if you play some big PvP event, you know Reina with the 60-40-0 work very good. If you are fighting 1v1 in city battle, then you can try 50-20-30 with the Reina. But in the Icefire, in my opinion, 60-40-0 is better. Reina boost the Lancer skill. If you check the first skill, that is for the all troop. But second skill that particularly give a no second skill actually dodge skill, and the third skill that makes some good damage on the lancer. Okay, that's why 60-40-0 can be good for the good damage. Next we have the lean. Now it is a new formation, not 50-20-30. It is 50-10-40. Why suddenly this? Because I see if I am getting any hero with the marksman depending skill, 50-10-40 is slightly better than 50-20-30. The first skill that is for the all troop, second skill that is also for the all troop, but the third skill that is the marksman depending skill. Okay, so whenever I see something with the marksman depending, I go with the 50-10-40. By the way, I don't know if this thing really work on the drag. I have no idea on this. Next we have the Hector. Hector can work very good with the 49-49 or 49, or you can say 48-4-48. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to explain quickly. If you play Bear Hunt, you know that the first skill of the Hector that work for the all troop, second skill that boost the infantry and the marksman both. That's why we reduce the lancer number, we increase the infantry and the marksman number. And the third skill that also work for the all troop. So particularly for the second skill of the Hector, we use the formation 49-49 or 48-4-48. In case of Nora, it is a mixed category. If you check the Nora right here, the first skill of the Nora that work for the infantry and the marksman, but the second skill that work for the lancer, and third skill work for all troop. So you can say it is mix, not infantry, not lancer, not like that. Okay, all three skill they have mixed type. That's why we put 50-20-30 that work good here. By the way, if you want, you can try 60-40-0. I am not putting 0% marksman because of only one reason. The first skill can boost the marksman damage. If you check here, 15% damage up for the marksman. For that reason, I am not putting 0% marksman. I put some marksman here. Okay. Next one is the Gwen. I told you if any hero that have like two skill for the all troop and one skill for the marksman, I use 50-10-40. So if you check the Gwen skill, here comes the first skill that is for the all troop, and second skill that is actually also for the all troop. Okay, first skill for the all troop, second skill for the all troop, and third skill that is only for the marksman. So whenever I see this type situation, I go with the 50-10-40. I have no idea if it is good or bad for the drag strategy. Next we have the Ooming. The first skill work for the infantry, the second skill that work for all troop, and the third skill that work for all troop. Okay, so we can work this with the 60-40-0. Even 50-20-30 that work good, but I put 60-40-0. I tested 60-40-0 work good. Guys, I see the video is becoming very long video. If I want to explain all the hero, all the skill, the video will be like maybe 1 hour long video, even more than that. So you can check the remaining part of the list in my Discord. Okay, the whole link already in my Discord, you can check from there. Yesterday I made this video, so you can check this link. On the same link you can get the other one. Okay, so that's all I want to say in today's video. Formation important only for the high level spender. So you can tell me why I was keep telling this topic. I tell formation is not important, but why I was telling about particular this topic. You guys asking me question daily about best hero, best formation for the Icefire. I'm getting bunch of question every day. That's why I made it this list. I hope this list can help you. If you have any question, you can ask in the comment. That is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching and bye bye.